What up, everybody? Welcome to Movie Time. I'm Sean. We're going to do a quick roundup here of the movie topics that have caught my attention this week. First off, the first two topics are essentially for fans of movies that like art as well. We have some new posters out for the movie Pixels starring Adam Sandler, Peter Dinklage. I really like these. I think they're really cool. It has Centipede, Galaga, Pac-Man. All these posters are just really cool, and they really take me back to when I was younger, you know, just starting out in video games. And I really enjoy seeing this type of movie poster. It is really cool and makes me happy. At the same time, it also kind of shows what's going on in the film and how we're being attacked by aliens who thought our games were actually coding of messages of war, I guess you could say. So it's really cool, these posters. I'm really interested in these. Also, the other set of posters that caught my attention this week, they actually were announced, I think, about a week and a half ago, but it's barely come to my attention this week. And it's through DC Comics, and they've announced, I think it's 22 covers for comic books that are movie posters. So you got a lot of cool ones. You have, one of my favorites of all the covers is The Flash with the mashup of North by Northwest. I really love that one. The imagery on it with the colors as well is awesome. You have The Matrix. You have The Abyss. It looks like really cool posters mixing the comic book characters with these movie posters. Really caught my attention. I'm really glad I was able to find out about this, and I really want to go and find these and buy some of these because they're really cool. Again, like I said, North by Northwest, that with the Flash, that's my favorite one out of all the bunch. Really cool. Check these out, you guys. I'll put a link down below. In an interview earlier this week, President Obama stated that his favorite film of 2014 was Boyhood. Now, Boyhood is a very different type of film, something I've never heard of before being done the way it is. It was filmed over, I think, 12 years with all the same actors and cast, and it shows a boy growing up throughout the time period, the 12 years. Ethan Hawke is in it playing the father, and Patricia Arquette plays the mother. I haven't had a chance to see this movie, and I really look forward to this when it comes out on Redbox. I really want to see it. It is in a lot of talks for a lot of the major awards, the BAFTAs, the SAG, the Golden Globes. Pretty soon is going to be in the talks for the Oscars. So I'm really interested in this film, and I'm glad to see that the president gets out there and watches some really good films as well. He seems like the kind of dude that really likes this kind of stuff, and I really appreciate that. But carrying over from President Obama, there's more info coming from President Obama regarding movies. But the biggest news of the week to close this roundup is Sony being hacked. Now, I spoke about this a little bit last week. I've talked about how Spider-Man possibly could go to Marvel Universe. But this is about a movie that has nothing to do with that. It's The Interview. The Interview is a film that I was really looking forward to. I was really excited about this. I was going to go and watch this movie next weekend regardless of where I'm at. And I'm really sad now because of the Sony hacks, and I guess one of the main reasons the hack was even gone through with is because of this. They want to stop this movie, and by they I mean North Korea. They want to stop this movie from coming out. And so they've threatened Sony, they've threatened theaters that we're going to show the movie, and they've been successful. Sony has pulled this movie from being released in any form as far as we know of right now, and this sucks. A lot of Hollywood has come out with, and they're showing their frustration through Twitter and through interviews, and a lot of it is I guess you could say it sucks because I want to say it's pointing in the right direction, right at Sony, you know, telling them like, you guys are bowing down and you're not doing the right decision, but at the same time it should also be pointed at the people that are doing the hacking. But essentially, you know, some of the tweets, some of the sayings, you know, one that resounds very heavily with me right now is, we don't negotiate with terrorists, we just do what they want. Now, I think Sony's in the wrong here. They should have, you know, stood firm, and you shouldn't have allowed them, North Korea or whoever the hackers were at the time when they decided that they were pulling it off theaters. They didn't know who did the hack. Nobody knew who did the hack. And so they pulled it based on these fears because 9/11 was mentioned and things of that nature. I'm not happy with this. Not one, I'm missing out on a movie that I really wanted to see, but two, you're setting a precedent now. You're saying a really big precedent that a private company, somebody's gonna be change their business plan, what they do on a daily basis because of fear, because somebody's offended, because of somebody threatens. This is not a good way to do business. Obama had a year-end speech today, and during the speech some of the reports are regarding this as well, and he says that he wished Sony would have came to him and asked him and his team for some advice. He would have told them, don't do this, don't bend and don't give in to this type of callous, threatenous, words. And again, I totally agree with this. This is how I've been thinking about this. You shouldn't have given in, because now we're setting a precedent. With this being said, Obama said this. I've also read some other articles. The FBI has now put together enough information regarding this hack to say that it was North Korea that did this. So it's all coming together now. Obama said that we will, make a decision of how to react and go about this at a certain specific time of our choosing, and he will be giving a choice of how to go about this situation. I hope, this does not deserve any kind of messages or proclamations of war or anything of that nature, but something has to happen, and I don't know what or how this can be resolved by putting sanctions on North Korea or something like that. I don't know how that can happen, but I know something has to happen. We can't allow this to continually happen just because of fear. A lot of stuff has been popping up on the internet when I was reading about this, about all the fear mongering that happens in North Korea, and I'm not trying to get political here. I'm just using President Obama as an example because that's the highest ranking official, highest ranking person in the United States of America, and he feels exactly how we feel. I don't want to get political, I don't want to argue or anything about that, about how we can figure out how to punish them or anything of that nature. What I do know is, though, everything that's happened has been a complete cluster. You know what I mean? So I think that this is really sad that this has happened. I'm really disappointed. I wish that Sony wouldn't have given in. I wish that we could do something about it. I wish that this could be changed. I really want to see this movie, and I really don't want the landscape of films to be changed by one asshole 3,000 miles away. Alright guys, so enough with the heavy hitting stuff. Let's go on to trailers. There's only one trailer this week that's really caught my attention. I've been hearing about this film for quite a while. It is the upcoming comedy called Get Hard, starring Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart. This movie, now, it looks very interesting, and the fact that Will Ferrell's in it, playing this nerdy, uptight guy, he does that pretty well. I like him when he does this role, and apparently in this film, they're gonna go from there, and they want him to go to the hard-ass side of the spectrum. So hopefully they get there. And Kevin Hart is his car washer, presumed convict, ex-con, that is going to get him there. So I really like the combination here. I want to see what happens between these two, the chemistry. I like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's, doing a great job this past couple years in all of his movies. So I'm looking forward to this film. I want to see more from it, but I am excited about this film. Alright guys, so now it's time for what's in theaters. In theaters this week, it already released actually, is The Hobbit, The Battle of Five Armies. And that was an awesome movie. I saw it on Tuesday. And you guys should check out my special edition on that film. Also coming out this week, this is coming out today, you have Annie. And the third movie, one of the final films in Robin Williams' life, Night at the Museum 3. Now, I am interested in Annie, but I am more interested in the classic Annie than this one, so I'm going to pass this one in the theaters this weekend, maybe catch it on Redbox in a few months. But Night at the Museum, regardless of it being good or bad, I'm interested in this film because of Robin Williams, because he carries a special place in my heart, and I love his comedy, so I do want to see this one. And that's what's in theaters this week, guys. Are you guys going to be checking out any films in theaters this weekend? If you are, let me know down below. Alright guys, so that's it for Movie Time this week. Remember to stay tuned for Movie Time's Movie of the Week. Remember to click the like, share, subscribe buttons down below. Leave your comments, questions, suggestions for Movie of the Week in the comment section. Let's have a great conversation this week. We'll see you next time.